Hey guys, Horror Man again with another review. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the brand new Neca Toys Robocop versus the Terminator endoskeleton heavy gunner figure. This is done in the 7-inch scale, just like all their previous Terminator figures, and it comes on a vintage style packaging reflecting the video game from the 90s. And this was available for Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, and this is their first real 16-bit figure. And then it comes in this nice packaging, and on the back you can see there's a kind of like a picture that is reminiscent of a screenshot from the game, but instead of the pictures from the game they're using the figure and a diorama, which I believe is the same diorama they had on display at San Diego Comic-Con. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one, open it up, and see what we got. Alright, so here he is out of the box. This looks fantastic, guys. This is one of 3 endoskeletons that are available right now. I like this one because I thought it looked more like the traditional. It's still got that kind of grayish tone to it, even though there's some blues in there. But they have another version that's more solid blue and one that's solid red, and that comes in a 2-pack. And they both kind of have this single weapon. They don't have the Gatling gun. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. If you had any of the previous endoskeleton figures from the Series 2, Series 1, of the Terminator 2 or Terminator 1, it pretty much is the same figure. I think it's actually the same exact one as the line that had the Terminator 1 figures. So expect the same articulation and everything. You're just going to get a different paint job for the most part. And I believe this Gatling gun came with a Arnold figure from Terminator 2, but I don't think it had to post the tripod. So you definitely have to assemble one of the legs for the tripod. Really easy. It just only goes in one way, push it in all the way, and that's pretty much it. The actual gun is kind of resting on the post. It's not something that's going to be a hole in the gun or anything like that. So if you take this away, it'll just fall off. Alright, so basically the way this connects is you have a backpack on his back, and there's 2 holes right here, and then you just insert them right into here. It kind of works like a old G.I. Joe type thing. And you can kind of put the hand in this little handle slot, and then it kind of rests like that. So you can pose them however you want. And you could probably hold the gun also. Yeah, you can hold the food. You don't even need the tripod if you don't want. Really cool figure though. The actual gun itself has the tones just like the figure does. Kind of has that old video game deco. The graphics were a little better in the 16-bit games, obviously, so the color wasn't quite as bad. But again, just really cool figure. You can really see the details here, getting a little closer in the face. But it really reminds me of just like the classic Terminator, so I would highly recommend this one over the blue and red if you're more of a classic Terminator fan like I am. And unfortunately I missed the endoskeletons, so this is my first one. So, and he's a little tougher to find than the 2-pack is. Alright, so take a look at the articulation. It's kind of nice as these bullets attached, because I actually dropped the gun. I almost dropped on the floor, but the bullets held it from going too far. So the head can do a little left to right movement, not much up and down at all. And he's got the elbow articulation. He does have a wrist swivel, which is great. Nothing really at the waist. He can turn. That's about it. shoulders cut, obviously, and he's got all these little tubes, which you have to be really careful because they look like they're just little pieces of rubber. I would definitely not stretch too far. And then he has the knee bend, and you can kind of see the hydraulic, which is really cool right here. Again, pretty fragile. But yeah, you can see this point here where it's actually, see the hydraulic. And then his toes actually bend, which is really, I did not expect that. Let me get a close up of that. Yeah. But yeah, his toe actually can bend. Really can't get that in focus, but yeah, very cool. And there's also a swivel at the foot. So really good articulation. You know, he was skin over top this robot, so he should be able to do everything like a human should. So also there's a swivel right here in his muscular part. So that's about it. Besides that, when I took the package out, you can see it does come with a backdrop also, which is kind of nice if you want to kind of display them with a little scene. Give you something a little different. Comparison, like I said, I don't have any endoskeletons, but I do have the Terminator. And this one's just a little bit taller than Arnold, but he's not in a crouching type of knee bend position like Arnold is, so it's about the same. And this one, even though it's in that Terminator video game colors, it doesn't really like, I mean, it still fits in pretty good. You know, the red and blue ones really don't go at all, but this fits in pretty well, I'd say. So, the back's pretty plain on this guy, I guess, because you probably display it mostly with the backpack and everything. Do wish a little bit more color was on the back of him. Alright, so overall, really good figure. As far as collectability, definitely get this. If you're a Terminator fan or just a Neca fan, pick this one up because it'll probably be worth who knows how much money in the next year or two. I unfortunately, like I said, I didn't get the other T800 endoskeletons, and they're pretty much out of price range at this point. They're around 50 to 80, depending on where you can find them. I would give the collectability at least an A on this one, maybe an A+. Quality of figure, I'd give it about an A-. I do wish the colors were just a little bit better on the back, especially considering how good they are in the front. Articulation-wise, I'd give it about an A-. It's about as good as you're going to get for a robot. Yeah, so that's really cool. The only thing that I kind of wish was a little bit better is the packaging. It's nice to have the clear window, and there was only one twisty on it, so I can't complain about that at all. But when you look at the other releases that we've had prior to this, such as the Robocop, Friday the 13th, or Batman, it looks more like the video game box. So this is what you would have bought at the store in the 80s or 90s, depending on which one you're looking at. And it just looks more, I don't know, it's just more nostalgia to it. So not to knock the packaging on this new series, but comparing it to what's came before it, it doesn't hold up. I do like the clear window, like I said, and I do like the kind of, you know, old pictures and everything, and the scene in the back is nice. But it just doesn't hold up to these, especially considering these come shrink wrapped and they look like the original game, like no difference. It even has the wear and tear, which this one doesn't have. And another thing I would say is with the 2-packs, I really wish it would have been a Terminator versus Robocop 2-pack. I think that would have made a lot more sense. So, but like I said, you can pick this one up now. I got it at Amazon. A little hard to find this version. I could find red and blue anywhere, but this kind of grayish one you really can't find in any store. So anyway, thanks for viewing, and till next time, guys.